Hey everyone, this is Robin Graves, and this is your favorite thing on the internet, the world according to Graves. And after today, I think I'm probably going to piss some of you off. First, Mike, Planet Terror. Robert Rodriguez is one of his best works, in my opinion. I don't care about a person's politics when it comes to a movie or entertainment. I really don't give a shit. I'm one of those weirdos. And, of course, Diet Pepsi. Come talk to me, folks. You make a great sponsor. A little sippage here. Anyway, you remember that $1,200 that everybody was supposed to get, the stimulus thing? Yeah, seems a lot of us didn't get it for some reason or another, or it's being sent somewhere else, or there's a reason we didn't get it or something. Let's talk about that because I don't know many people who got this. My wife and I didn't get it. I don't see many other people getting it. I know people did get it because I did see a bunch of people at Walmart buying big screen TVs and big ticket items one day right after this was supposed to be released to us. There was stuff on the news about it being released to tax preparers who were pocketing it and not giving it to the people it's supposed to go to, all because of an IRS glitch. Anyway, let's talk about this. I've got it up here on my other computer here. We're going to talk about I got my notes over here. I'm high tech now. No more paper for me. Maybe I'll go back to paper next show. Who knows? Anyway, I'm kind of old school. So, anyway, excuse me. That's not a corona cough. It's lisinopril. The American population is 330,483,530 at the time of this recording. As many people as having babies right now. I don't really know for sure how many people we have in this country at the moment. The stimulus bill was 2 trillion. That's a trillion with a T. 2 trillion. Dividing the cost by every person in America, that should leave every person in America with $6,051.74, if the math is correct, which normally my math is correct. The government could have given every person $6,000 and had money left. But instead, it chose to only give you $1,200 to each adult under a certain income. Which means if you made $1 more than the guy across the street, you got shit. Okay? I'm a little pissed off about this. Not because I need the money, because there's a lot of people out there who do need the money. We're going to be getting into a little question I was asked later on. I want to know where the missing 96% of your tax dollars went? Oh, I've got it all listed right here. This is interesting. $300 million for migrant and refugee assistance. That's on page 147 of this this thing that Pelosi finagled. See, let me get this going here. $10,000 per person for student loan bailout. Well, Democrats, you got your wish. Student loans, $10,000 went per person for a student loan bailout. Evidently, mine was never bailed out because they're still coming after my ass. Got a call from them today. $20 billion to the USPS because they're union labor. Why the hell not? Like they work very hard anyway. Have you ever seen what these monkeys do in the post office? How hard they work? You guys ever have a package come in and you track it to your post office and it sits there for a fucking week? Yeah, I have. I know a lot of you have too. So, but they get $20 billion for this, a nonprofit organization. I wish the American Reptile Association, the nonprofit I'm tied to, would actually get some money. Oh, jeez. Where are we? Oh, $300 million to the Endowment of the Arts because everybody likes art. Who knows? Who knows why they got it? $300 million to the Endowment for the Humanities because it really exists. Jesus Christ! Can I get a job in the humanities? I could sure use that much money. Jesus Christ! 100. That's 15 million for veterans employment training because the GI Bill doesn't pay enough. Yeah, okay. All right. $435 million for mental health support. So Democrats got a kickback. Sounds about right. 30 billion for the Department of Education Stabilization Fund. Got to keep them loser teachers employed, you know what I mean? They got to keep them going to keep your kids bullshit and indoctrinate them into becoming socialist SJWs and pussies. Oh, God. $200 million for Safe Schools Emergency Response to Violence Program, because we all know that entertainment is not free. God, we're not done yet. We got quite a bit to go, so bear with me. Some of this is... Oh, Lord, help me, Jesus. $300 million to public broadcasting. I guess they had to buy another channel. The Democrats did. $500 million to museums and libraries. How are they going to use it? I mean, are they buying art someplace and buying dinosaur skeletons or something? These are nonprofit organizations. Museums and libraries are usually nonprofit. I mean, I know libraries right now that all the money that goes to them, they go blow it on themselves. It never goes into the library. I mean, look at the Heavener Public Library in Heavener, Oklahoma. I think they recently got a book. Jeez. See here. $720,000 to Social Security to the Social Security Administration. But get this. Only $200 million is to help people. The rest is for admin costs. I've been to the Social Security Administration. You know, I'm dealing with disability. I've been for 4 years and everything. I don't see them doing anything. Since I'm the one who has to do all the filling out of all the forms and everything, I don't see them writing anything down or anything other than sitting there on the keyboard, touching buttons, acting like they know what they're doing, acting like they're doing something. To me, they've all been trained monkeys. No, let me change that. Trained monkeys could do the job faster. But they get that much money. But $200 million is to only $200 million of that $720 million is to help people. The other $520 million is to go help with admin costs. I didn't know they did any work. $25 million for cleaning supplies for the Capitol building. I shit you not, it's on page 136. How much cleaning does the Capitol building need? Is this to support its cleaning bills for the next 100 years? Jeez, who lined their fucking pockets with this? I want to know that. $7,500,000 to the Smithsonian for additional salaries during a virus, during a pandemic, during a national crisis. They're going to have additional salaries. They come to $7.5 million. Somebody's lining their pockets. There are people lining their pockets with this. There's no other excuse. There's no other excuse. $35 million to the GFK for the Center for Performing Arts. Why? Who goes there? Why? I shit you not, man. This is actual stuff. Let's see. $25 million for additional salary for House of Representatives. This is... They hid a pay raise in this. They hid a pay raise. Something is... I want to scream. I want to scream so loud. $3 billion to upgrade the IT department for the VA. I, for one, have used the VA. The VA itself needs to be upgraded, the whole damn thing. The IT department. Why don't they upgrade the doctors, the care, the nurses' salaries, the rooms? Why don't they build more VA hospitals with that money so they serve more veterans? But no, they gotta upgrade their computers so where they play Pong instead of answering fucking phone calls. Bastards. I find nothing more worthless than the Veteran Administration, honestly. See, $315 million for State Department diplomatic programs. Whatever the fuck that means. Jesus. 95 million to the for the Agency of International Development. I say let other nations worry about themselves for once. God damn it, they can hate us for free. Jesus. 300 million for international disaster assistance. These are the countries. This is the money that goes to the countries that hate us and talk so down to us and act like they're so much better than we are till they have a national emergency like a flood, fire, somebody farts sideways, the dog barks all night. They come to us looking for help and how we need to help them. Otherwise, they're not going to make it. They love America so much till we help them. It's over with. And we're nothing but another colonial piece of shit, according to them. Ask India. Jeez. 90 million for the Peace Corps. This is on page 148. 90 million for the Peace Corps. I didn't know these people got paid. I thought it was all voluntary. This is another instance of Democrats lining their fucking pockets. 13 million to Howard University. That's on page 121. Howard University. Have you ever heard of Howard's University? Is it anything like Steve's College or Mark's School of Liberalism? Jeez. 9 million for miscellaneous Senate expenses. That's on page 134. What expenses comes to 9 million? They need $9 million extra. Aren't they living on our dime to begin with? Something's wrong there. I guess the 9 million was the Senate expenses was to pass out money to these asshole politicians and to stick in their pocket and everything. They just had no other thing to call it. They didn't want to tell you what it was really about. It's like the U.S. government, NASA, having to order hammers, and you could buy a hammer at Walmart. These are just regular roofing hammers. You buy those at Walmart for like $5 to $9 each, and each one, according to NASA, costed well over $100,000. They called them high impact driving devices. This was back in early 1980s. They caught hell for that, and then the government turned around later on and to buy grills, charcoal grills, for some outing that they were planning on doing. They wanted to use an expense account, the government, some government expense account. It's back in 1989. They turned around and called them something kind of really frou-frou sounding, and for a $30, a really nice $30 charcoal grill, they put it down that it cost something like $15,000 each, about 10 of them. I think they call them some high tempers, something rather. Turns out they're fucking charcoal grills. This is what this reminds me of. 9 million for miscellaneous Senate expenses. Somebody is pocketing money here, folks. It's your money. It's my money. It's their money. It does not belong to the government. Jesus. $100 million to essential air carriers. That's page 162 of Nancy's little thing. It's not because airlines are going to need billions in loans to keep afloat after this mess is over with. I live not far from Hartsfield-Jackson Airport here in Atlanta. I live not too far. I see planes taking off and landing at night. Well, I did before the coronavirus bullshit hoax started happening. And I see zero in the air. I take that back. I saw a helicopter a couple of days ago fly over my house. What were you flying over my house for? What do you know? Who sent you? Who are you to judge me? Oh, man. 40 billion goes to take Responsibility to Workers and Families Act. This really sounds, that's on page 164. That sounds suspiciously like direct payments to the workers. Okay, yeah. 1 billion goes to airline recycle and save programs. That's page 163. 25 million to the FAA administrative costs. That's on page 165. You're overpaid. You're definitely very overpaid for what you do. 492 million to National Railroad Passenger Corporation. That's Amtrak. That's on page 167. Who cares? Amtrak's one of the least safe carriers in America. Jeez. Oh, jeez. 526 million grants to Amtrak remain available if needed through 2021. So page 168. That's not going to go unused right away. I'll guarantee it. They'll end up throwing that in their pockets and saying that it went to something stupid. You know, they never went to. Now, hidden on page 174 of this monster, the secretary has 7 days to allocate the funds and notify Congress. They got there for these. The next ones, $25 billion for transit infrastructure. That's on page 169. I will tell you right now, here in Atlanta, that we need new roads. You cannot go in places here in Atlanta without falling into a 10-foot deep chuck hole. Okay, and then we're not the only city. I bet you anything, none of this goes fixed. None of it gets fixed whatsoever. And this isn't side roads; these are main thoroughfares going through the city. Okay. $3 million to Maritime Administration. That's on page 172. What the fuck is a Maritime Administration? Nobody explains that to me. Nobody even knows what that is. $5 million for salaries and expensive. Sorry, I about choked when I read this. Every time I read it, I about choke. $5 million for salaries and the office of the Inspector General. It's on page 172. What makes you so special that you get a specific corner office and salary all these people working for you for $5 million a year? What, please explain that to all of us. Please. I want clarity in fucking government. Somehow, somebody doesn't want us to know anything. Americans have a lot of questions that our government won't answer. It's gotten it's no wonder nobody likes our government. No wonder. Jeez. $2.5 million for public and Indian housing. That's on page 175. Why isn't there more? Why isn't there more? You ran indigenous peoples off their tribal lands and treat them like secondhand citizens, try to wipe them out and everything. Play genocide with them. And now you just want to give them just $2.5 million? Like, here, go buy some cigarettes, we're even. Yeah, you know what? That money should be thrown back into your face. It's an insult. Jeez. $5 million for community planning and development. For where? What's being planned and developed? You sure won't tell us. $2.5 million for to the Office of Housing. Housing what? Housing. What? It sounds to me like somebody, the Office of Housing. It seems to me that somebody invented a job for themselves, or the job was invented for them, and they're getting a little kickback. You know. I have a question for all of these expenses. And there's a lot of them. Jesus. There's a lot. Nancy, what does this have to do with the fucking virus? What does this have to do with the virus? Democrats, what does this have to do with the virus? You know, you said this going, well, this is, how do you like your little taste of socialism being supported by our president? I'm not being supported. I don't know anybody, really many people who are. All the money went to this shit, which you people support. So don't blame us. Don't blame the right for this. We didn't cause this to happen. We have a president who came up with an idea, and all of a sudden you got people on the right going, "I got a good idea," and you got people on the left jumping up going, "And I could make it shitty," and they did. Now they're talking $2,000 for everybody, plus $1,000 a month for a year till after this virus bullshit's over with. How much money is Nancy going to be getting? How much money are the Democrat Party are they going to be getting to give to people? Something that is not on this list is how much money Planned Parenthood got for health care. What health care do they do? What health care? Don't tell me they do cancer screenings and GYN bullshits. They don't. They don't. Find one who does. Let me know. One. Give me proof. I've talked to in the past. Well, this is the third year of me doing this. Going into third. I've been doing this for a while. Okay, and I want to tell you this right now. I've actually called several offices, Planned Parenthood offices across the country. I think I've called like 23, 24 last count. None of them do cancer screenings. None of them do pap smears. None of them do breast cancer anything. None of them do pelvic exams unless you're getting an abortion. Then they'll do a pelvic exam. They don't provide free health care or any kind of health care for any poor people whatsoever. None of them do. So don't tell me that Planned Parenthood does good. Planned Parenthood gets so much money they can give money to the Democrat Party. When they are a not-for-profit organization and they get that much money, they can give millions to the Democrat Party at the end of the year. For their little the Democrats' little candidates. They're making too much money. They should never got a penny of this. None of it. It's bad enough that all these banks and colleges, major Ivy League universities, got millions. It's bad enough that they got millions, got found out, and had to give it all back. Now we've got all of this happening too. And none of the money that went to these places had to do with the virus that's ravaging this country or this world, period. It should be America first. We should worry about our problems before we worry about anybody else's. Now, we've got a question. I got a question here earlier today. What do you know about? Well, it wasn't so much a question. It was somebody decided to run their mouth off, at me online, telling me that because I'm all for opening up of America again, that I want for the sake of the economy, I want people to die. Let me say something to you there, you little prick. And I know you're watching this because you're a fan, or you're at least subscribed. I don't want to say you're a fan, you're at least a subscriber. Let me explain something to you. I'm worried about the mom and pop companies out here, little stores out here, these businesses that people spent their lifetimes killing themselves to get it up and going, to make a living, leave something for their kids, and they're closing their doors. 50% of businesses that are closed, of independent businesses, mom and pop businesses, not corporate. I don't give a fuck about them. I'm worried about the independently owned businesses. 50% that close their doors because of this pandemic are not reopening. They can't afford to. They've lost their businesses. I'm worried about people who are losing their homes because they're not being paid. They have no salaries because they can't work. I'm worried about people who are losing their lives out of depression because of this. And believe me, I fucking know depression too goddamn well. I'm worried about the children and the wives who are victims of domestic violence that your media won't tell you about. How many of them got to die before you guys pay fucking attention? I'm worried about the kids that are going to be going homeless, people that are going hungry because they can't work. They're not getting a paycheck because they're not essential workers. Although people who run liquor stores, tobacco shops, and gun shops are essential. It's funny how that happens. Geez, let's keep everything essential that the government makes a shitload of taxes off of. That's essential. So we go get liquored up, stop by a tobacco store, get us some cigars, and celebrate by going and wiping out fucking neighbors. Yeah. So tell me I don't give a care. You're the one who doesn't care. You don't see the bigger picture. Yes, here in Georgia, we are damned if we do and damned if we don't. We're taking a logical step forward. They're not required to reopen. Businesses are not required to reopen. They are told it is on a voluntary basis. If they don't feel like they need to reopen, they should. They don't have to. The stay-at-home order is over with as of midnight tomorrow night. 11:59 tomorrow night. But we're also told that, well, if you don't want to go out, you don't want to do this, you don't have to. You're not required to. But you have the freedom to do so if you so choose. I'm worried about people who are going nuts right now and turning violent and hurting people. People dying from depression, alcoholism, relapses. Do you know how many relapses into alcoholism there have been across this country? More than I can count. And I can count pretty fucking high. So don't lay your fucking guilt trip on me, asshole. I'm not the person who doesn't care. You are. Think the big picture. Guys and dolls, I'm going to let you go this time. This is my broadcast for this week. I will catch you next week. And believe me, I'll bring you something really cool. You guys take care of one another. And believe me, you need to talk a little harder. I do. Take care. Love you all. Take care. Bye.